Kia ora te whānau, welcome back to our channel. For those that are new here, my name is Jackie Kutia, and alongside my husband we run a Māori business here in Tamaki Makaurau, Auckland, New Zealand, and we also create and upload content here on YouTube. For today's video I wanted to run through something a little bit different and share some insights on our social media journeys, specifically Instagram, some of the differences that we've seen between having 600 followers and 16,000 followers, and if it was worth recording all of that content, being active on social media. So if you're interested in this topic, then keep watching. So to start off with, I'll share a little bit around the timeline of our followers and how we got to 16,000. We started our Instagram, which back then was called Tekotiri, back on the 10th of April 2021. That is when we had launched our business. If you can see behind me, these taonga here are called koi. They are essentially the products that we sell, and we wanted to create this Instagram to promote those products and to share it with the world. We then hit 600 followers on the 8th of February 2022, which was 9 months and 28 days later after we launched. For us specifically, that was probably the hardest number to hit, was that 600. Obviously your account's brand new, not a lot of people are engaging. You might sometimes get 12 likes on a post and a couple of views on reels. I think it was called IGTV back then. It was quite hard to reach that number, obviously took quite a long time, and I remember specifically a moment where my darling was sitting on the end of the bed. He was looking at our page thinking, why the hell do we only have this many followers? We were also comparing ourselves to other accounts that had launched around that time. Some of our friend groups started a few businesses. They were maybe up to 1,000 followers, and we just thought, why aren't we hitting those numbers? So it was quite discouraging comparing ourselves to others, but everyone's journey is their own, and especially when you are starting a business, not just launching or starting a social media, there are quite a few layers that come underneath that, but it has all ultimately led us to where we are today. So without going through those challenges and persevering, we wouldn't be where we are. I think the cool thing about having 600 followers is that you're still establishing your identity, and if you have a business, establishing your brand presence. You can create content, all different types of content, and see what sticks with your followers. Quite a cool place to just try some stuff and see what happens. But obviously, as I'll touch on at a later point, the more followers you have, the more eyes you have on your brand, which then equals hopefully more conversions and more sales, which means more kutia, or money in the bank. But anyway, I'll keep trucking along. Fast forward to 2024, so 3 years after we had launched our business, we really didn't start seeing a huge growth in numbers of our followers until this year. The 31st of March 2024, the day before my birthday, we hit 6,500 followers. And for us, the reason why we had such big growth with our numbers was because of my darling. So he had done a bit of research online, I think it was on YouTube. So he saw there was a real need for more content that was more on the educational side instead of just promoting products, specifically creating content around Māori art. He thought, what, let's just try something else. Let's start creating some Māori art sketching videos and see if they work. So he had shared one and it absolutely blew up. Like, we went from 3,000 something to 6,500, and we thought, oh my god, like we had over 100k views, I think it was. I'll pop some screenshots of our analytics, but that's where we saw a real turning point in the increase in our followers. We wanted to continue that traction and create more of those videos. And what I think why people gravitated to that was because of the educational side. They were actually learning something and getting something out of watching those videos, instead of us just pushing, buy our products, it's this price, we've got this coming out. So actually giving back in a way to our community and utilizing the skills that my darling has. You might have seen, but we've slowly morphed, especially on our Instagram, from just talking about our business to creating creating content in everything. So we share content about our family, you know, things that are important to us, our life's journey, sprinkle in a bit of business, Māori art, maurako. So we like to share things that are going to upskill our followers in our community, as opposed to just pushing our brand, if that makes sense. In terms of our latest numbers, so we then hit 10k followers on the 27th of April. So we gained, what's that, 3,500 in a month, which is crazy. And then we officially hit 16,000 followers on the 27th of September 2024. 16k followers is such a huge achievement for us. We never thought we would be reaching these sorts of numbers. Not that it is a huge number. There's obviously, you know, a lot of other platforms out there that have hundreds of thousands. But yeah, for us, we're just really happy that we have not only 16,000 followers, but more so built a community of people who support us, who support our business, who support us as individuals. And that's what we really love, is having a community that collaborates, that come together, that shares, you know, shares their journey with us, who follow our videos and get inspiration. So that's probably for us been the biggest benefit about having these followers, is creating a real sense of community, which has been amazing. I've listed down a couple of other pros that we've seen out of having that many followers on Instagram. The biggest thing I'll share before that though is, you know, what has really changed. And to answer that question, pretty much nothing, to be honest. You might have a perception that having a certain amount of followers means that you've cracked it. For us specifically, it hasn't. You know, we've not seen any monetary value out of having that many followers. We haven't earned any money from Instagram on doing that. So yeah, I guess that's just our experience. For other people, they may have, but for us, there's not been a huge amount of difference. But some of the pros that we have seen is the first one being credibility. So when you have a certain amount of followers, you know, you can be perceived as being a credible brand. So for people seeing that other people support us, they're more likely to support us too. Having more followers also gives you more exposure on your brand. So when we are sharing our posts and our reels and have upcoming launches, that's more eyes that are on the business, which does tend to lead to more sales as well. We haven't hugely been promoting our products recently. It's been more so on other content, such as doing all of these videos. But when we do post about our taonga and when we actively share the business side of things, we do get more sales coming through, which is more income for us. And another thing that we've seen out of it, which has been pretty cool and's probably added the most value, is dipping into the brand deals world. So we've done a collaboration with a brand who essentially gifted us $2,200 worth of free product, which was amazing. So that is something that I don't think we would have received if we hadn't had the amount of followers we have, because obviously for the other brand, they need to see value in providing you with these products for them. So what is that ROI, what is that return on their investment from gifting you products? But that's been really cool to see. And you know, we're still very new to that space, but that's where we sort of want to see our Instagram going, is more in that direction. So not solely on the business, but sharing a little bit more about other brands, especially Māori brands. We have done some collaborations, or we've purchased products from Māori businesses and highlighted them in videos, which has been really cool. And that brings me to my last question, is was it worth it? Was it worth all of that time and effort, you know, that me and my darling have put in? If you think about it, we started our Instagram back in 2021 and now we're in the end of 2024. So that is quite a significant amount of time that we have invested into growing this platform. And to answer that question, yeah, I think it has been worth it. We have really enjoyed the experience. We've really enjoyed creating connections with other people that we might not have if we didn't have this page. We've enjoyed the journey, all of the ups and downs that have come out of creating this page from the ground up. We've enjoyed the opportunities that have come out of it. There's some that haven't even come into fruition yet, which we'll talk about in later videos. It's been a real awesome journey. It hasn't been easy. There's been a lot of layers pulled back in regards to me and my darling, especially recording content, getting in front of the camera like this can be quite daunting, putting yourself out there. A lot of personal growth for us as individuals as well as a partnership, and who knows where we might be this time next year. That is a big brain dump, te whānau. I don't know if that's been helpful, but hopefully it has. If you have enjoyed this video, please give it a like and make sure to subscribe to our channel, and we will catch you in the next video. Ka kite.